Lyft receipts. Oh, something's going on here. So give me 1 second to set this up. And OV.
See, Lyft, we started with a hug.
But you get people that right.
All right. So just to set this up, this is a video coming in talking about what the rider paid. And then we're going to show you some screenshots of what the driver made and what was shown on the driver receipt. So listen up.
For this one, I think it's like 42.
No way.
How much are you?
No, I paid 102.
Holy shit.
No way. I was here thinking, oh, well.
So listen to that. She said she paid 102 right there.
No, I thought like it would help him like almost finish because he said his goal is 300. Like if he does like a couple more airport rides.
Yeah, nah.
That's 60%. That's insane.
By the way,
your breakdown, you should sue. No, that's.
By the way, next they would have all these bonuses and stuff. So there would be like a geographic area where it'd be like a bonus zone.
Yeah.
Then you'd get like turbo times, which is like a percentage, and then you'd get like a surge on top of that. And then you'd be making like.
So it would add up a lot faster.
70 to 80% of the fare would be coming back to you. Plus, they used to do like this gamified like quest if you do a certain amount of trips.
Oh yeah.
In like the weekend.
That's crazy.
You would get like a $300 to $600 bonus, but essentially all of that went away.
They're robbing you.
Oh, they're robbing you.
But no, but we would pay that amount regardless. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I thought like a good percentage was. I was like, oh, he's almost at his goal.
Nah.
Crazy. That is so crazy. Wow. Yeah, we paid 102. 27.
Yeah, so she says she paid 102 again. It's twice, right? All right, so that was the conversation that they had, which was essentially the two of them talking and saying, hey, what is going on here? You got cost us 102 for this ride. And he said he was making like 42 or something. We have the actual receipt, so you'll see that in just a moment. But then she goes, damn, that's 60%. So quick math right there shows, yes, absolutely right around 60%. So that's backed up. But what happens when those don't match, Sergio?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I emailed back and forth with this driver. At least that email string was about 8 to 10 long, because before I put these types of things up, Chris, I want to make sure that we're on this. Everybody's on the same page here, right? So the topic of this segment is what the rider paying. This is on not just Lyft's case, Uber's case as well. What the rider is paying, is it actually what they're showing on the receipt that the driver sees? That is the point of this segment. Now, I do not have a screenshot of her phone looking at it and saying, oh, I'm paying 102 for this, and you're making 42, okay? I mean, she said it twice, and she even said, they're robbing you, and then he said, well, they're robbing you.
They're robbing you. No,
So,
you would have paid that regardless. No, you wouldn't have paid that regardless if these companies weren't trying to get their stock price a little bit higher, have more profits.
Well,
So,
the algo knew her very well, and they priced the trip for her at a price that she's willing to pay. In fact, she said that. She said, I would have paid regardless. So algo probably undercharged her, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But so here's the receipt. So you go through it, and this was a pickup this was in Denver, from the airport, out of the airport. So she said, I paid 102. Driver, I think, made a little bit more than that, about 46, something like that. But you go ahead.
So the upfront pay that the driver got was $46.13. Obviously, with a nice little toll there was the $12.50, which brings it up to the $58.63. So you still only actually really truly made $46 on that.
Well, the toll is he's paying out of pocket anyway, so I wouldn't even count that.
But that's what I'm saying. With the toll, he's only making the 46.13 out of that ride.
Yeah.
But let's go down a little bit to what the passenger payment was. Again, mind you, it said 102. But on here, it says passenger payment was $89.77. And then it goes through the external fees, the commercial auto insurance taking out $792, taxes and government fees $370, Lyft fee is $32.02. Then don't forget about the tolls, $12.50. That's why it brings it up to $58.63. Even though the driver again really only made $46.13 because of the toll is a fee that you have to cover back anyways. So that's an external expense right there for drivers that actually get paid. So I'll look at it that way. And on top of it, he made an $8 bonus. So he really only made $38.13 plus an $8 bonus, which brought it up to the $46.13. But she said $102. That's about almost $13 more than what the Lyft receipt shows.
Well, the Lyft receipt that shows to the driver when the trip ends.
Yep.
So folks, this is a case that we're going to look into, obviously. But if you're able to specifically get a shot or a picture of what the rider paid and it does not match your receipt on Uber or Lyft case, if you're able to get those, please send them to me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. This is as close as we can come to, because I questioned this driver. I go, I mean, we don't have a screenshot of her phone. I said, I'm trying to play devil's advocate and also, a benefit of the doubt. He goes, well, it was a 2-minute video that she said, well, I paid 102 twice. I mean, what else do you need? I go, listen, look, a rider is a rider. I don't see her phone. I mean, we have to take her word for it that she truly paid 102, and then Lyft is showing the driver 89. And last but not least on this issue, I also told them the good news, Chris, that under 70-30 hocus pocus, if he just did this single trip this week, he should be getting some money. He should be getting about another $6-7 out of it. Because if you look at the numbers, if you take the external expenses out, Lyft's $32 that they took, they literally got paid as much as the driver did before the what do you call it, the surge or bonus. And so if you look at those numbers, so $89.97, whatever the rider paid, take the $8 out, that's down to 81. Well, 70% of 81 is a lot higher than what this driver made. So he's going to get some money into his pocket if this was the only single trip he did under 70-30.
Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting. So what's the moral of this story, Sergio? Get the screenshots from the passenger and see what the passenger receipt is, and hopefully they line up, because if they don't, ooh. And you know what? The problem that we've seen with the external fees and estimated Lyft fee swapping and changing over the last several weeks, that could be something that maybe the passenger payment that shows on the driver receipt may not be accurate. You got to call into question these things at this point now. So yeah, if you have the ability to screenshot the rider receipt, or you have a conversation like that with your passenger where they're like, holy crap, I can't believe that. And then, just say, hey, do you mind if I take a screenshot of your receipt when the ride is completed, so I can see, as long as Lyft is being accurate or Uber is being accurate. So then that way we can make sure that these companies are being accountable when it comes to their accounting on both sides of the marketplace.
I don't think they would do something like this, Chris, because this would be massive headache. This would be a massive headache. I'm talking massive. This would. I
will say the same thing. I don't think they would do it intentionally, but when you are allowing for, and I'm going to say this, I'm sure that they are using a lot of AI coding at this point right now, and a lot of the AI coding may not be as well vetted as a personal coder who may be looking at something, or they're putting in an algorithm that they may not have the most control over. And that is why we have seen the external fees and Lyft fee swap. Even though they said that the glitch is fixed, we've still seen it happening. So this could be a potentiality where it could have been into the algorithm through either AI code or code that wasn't necessarily true, or necessarily vetted properly. So that is a potentiality that I would have to, if both sides were true, meaning this Lyft receipt was true and the passenger was also correct. I'm going to take it at face value, what she said, what the driver supplied us. It could be some sort of coding that could actually be doing something like this, that was built in either, again, like I say, with AI coding, or that had unintended consequences, or um, something within their coding that maybe got cross-coded, and it could have caused some sort of issue within that. Either way, I think this is something where hopefully we emailed Lyft on and said, hey, what is going on with this? Because the passenger claimed that they paid 102. Is there some sort of discrepancy that's going on because of that? That's how I would approach this if I was talking to Lyft. I'd be like, look, we've already seen some issues with the external fees, the estimated fees being swapped. What's it to say that there could be a issue with the driver receipt versus the rider receipt, and
Yeah.
trying to fix
I
it
mean,
before
I agree.
it actually becomes a true problem. One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah, I agree with this. And again, we'll ask Lyft obviously what's going on here, but then I would have loved to see her phone or a picture of her phone where she's paying 102. Now, this could be tested easily by me. Let's say I take a trip, 5-8 mile trip. I know my receipt as a rider, then I can ask the driver what they're doing. Now, there's a bigger issue actually in all of this, Chris, which is in Colorado, there's a transparency law.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere on that receipt, if you put that back up again, nowhere on that receipt I saw. So in Colorado, the transparency law requires the TNCs to show all the details of a trip. Like Uber has done really a better job than Lyft in Colorado, being more transparent, specifically even, I think even on the Uber's receipt. If you look at a trip from Colorado on Uber, it's quite well done, actually. In Lyft's case, there is information missing here. So, and each offense is punishable by $1,000. So Lyft, you need to fix a lot of things in Colorado, it looks like. So I'm hoping that this is not correct. And, I can do a few trips and figure it out. But look, this will be a major headache, even if it's a glitch. Okay.
Mhm.
Because we do get these glitches.
Yep.
And so anyway, but yeah. So if you do get this, folks, if you're able to talk to your writer, if you're able to, not by hearsay, not by word. I mean, we showed this, I was hesitant to even show this because I really don't have 100% proof what the writer paid. We're taking her word for it, saying I'm paying 102. Okay, it's close enough, I guess. But if you do talk to your writer and figure out what they paid, and you're able to maybe, take a picture with your phone of their phone showing what it says on the phone, what they paid. And then if it doesn't match, then we have proof. So yeah, that's where things are at. So
Yeah.
by the way, do we have a moderator today? Here?
I don't know, but like I said, if anything, if they are both true, meaning passenger and driver are both accurate in what they had said, like I say, it could be code that got messed up.
Yeah, no, it's
And
bad. That's breaking the law.
like I say, if we've seen these switches between the external fees and the Lyft fee,
Yeah.
Time and time again, it does call into question the validity of the passenger payment, if that is still accurate compared to. So that's why I say this is something that that glitch that showed the differences could be built in as part of the same. So when it comes down to accounting, it becomes a big deal, because if you are saying, hey, look, this is, the passenger paid 89.77, all these fees are deducted, especially when it comes around tax time. But then when you get your 1099K or your yearly receipt, that could show the passenger payment of 102, and you'd be like, wait, what's going on here? There's a discrepancy. So yeah, it could be like I say, if it was true on both sides, everything was accurate, it could be bad code, and it could be a massive glitch. And I would say, Lyft, you got to look into this a little bit more and see what's going on, because yeah, this could be a massive headache for not only you, but for all the drivers, when it comes to, tax time, when it comes to accounting, when it comes to all of these types of things. So yeah, I would definitely look into this a lot more and take it very seriously right now, just in case.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.